Hello, everyone. Darth Slone coming at you here again with another guide. On Mississippi, we are setting up the whitetail ground. I know that might sound a little crazy, but as the recording of this video, I've actually got a whitetail great one on Layton, and I have a whitetail great one on Rancho. I'm set up on Revontuli for moose. I'm set up on New England for moose. I actually got my great one moose, my spruce fabled on New England, the new map. So I said, where am I going to get me another great one? Because I'm going for that huddle. And I said, let's set up on Mississippi. Hardly anybody sets up there. So if you're looking for a Mississippi grind, stay tuned. All right, guys, as you can see here, got several of these lakes you're going to find whitetail, all these lakes. Problem is, some of these lakes, especially up here, you run into a lot of gators. Not so much down here, but up here in these lakes, it's tough because the gators can scare the whitetail off. So you got to keep going back and checking. Don't just go one time and just assume that they're not there because they're trying to get there. It's just every time they get there, they, run into a gator or whatever and it spooks them off. So it might be a good thing to do a little crowd control with the gators, go in every once in a while, get in a tripod stand so you're not putting pressure down where your whitetail are and shoot you a few gators. But now what I do is I tend to go to some of the spots. I'll go to my gator spots first and see if they're there because you got to take advantage of that when they're there. If they're there, you go ahead and shoot them first. So put your priority on that. If they're not there, then go to some of your spots where there's not any gators. Go down here. Look at this little lake. 4 zones on it. I've intentionally made those 2 invisible. But I think it's just so hard to manage this lake. I don't even think I'm going to fool with the invisibility thing. It's so thick around it. I think what I'm going to do is focus on this lake, this drink zone right here first. If it gets to the point to where my respawns aren't coming back or they spawn in small, I might move my tent over here and then focus on this zone. It's just going to be about too impossible to hunt this little lake. It's with the brush the way it is, but I would like to get it managed. These 2 zones are really good, but they're all along the river. But the places that I like to focus on are the lakes. They're just easier to hunt. There are a few places. There's one spot here that's really good, but check this out. This is weird. Check this out right here. American alligator 8 to 12 rest zone, but that is a drink zone, guys. That is a drink zone. Now I set my time around 8:35. As you can see, it's 10:22 right now. It just happened to be that time when I turned the game on. But I would set my time around 8:35, and sometimes that's even too early. But I want to show you guys this zone. You want to get your setup to where you can go retrieve them quickly too. So what I would do here is after I've shot these, if they're there, let's see. It's that drink zone I was telling you about. If they're there, I mean, there's several in here. But if they're there, I would go ahead, shoot them, and I would fast travel back to my tent, hop in my 4-wheeler and go pick them up. But I want to show you guys. They are drinking. You saw them drinking right there. Check this out. This is pretty neat. I've never seen this on any other map where it puts the drink zone in the rest zone icon. And I want to show you that this is truly a drink zone. We'll go down here and look at it. And this is a good zone. I don't know if I've gotten my respawns back out of it yet. Look at that. It is a drink zone. You can see the drink icon right there. There's several that drink there, but no drink icon on the map. It's actually in a rest zone. So that's interesting. But there are several zones up and down here. You can see up and down the coast. I could probably hunt that. That would probably be the easiest one to hunt because it kind of comes out a little bit. So I could put a tent here and have a good angle there. I may end up hunting that zone later. I'm not hunting it right now, but there are several whitetail zones along the bank there. Up here too. There's several. These are whitetail zones. There's several up through here. I think I have another one right there. Came in there and there were footprints there, but they hadn't formed the zone yet. So I think I need to go up there. Actually, let's go on up there and look. Check. But I would like to find this zone because I think there's a zone there. I went there and there were several prints, and I just think that they hadn't formed the zone when I come through there. I'm going to hop on this four-wheeler. Where'd it put it at? And I'm going to go over here and see if we can't find this zone. I'm pretty sure it's there. But I'll hop on a four-wheeler, and when I see tracks, I will just jump off, click them, and get the zones. You're going to have to do both sides of the river this way, but it really doesn't take that long. And then if you come to a zone that's got like 10 in it or something, I like to screenshot my map and pull it up in paint and mark it. Or use your phone. Mark it up on your phone if you want to screenshot it on your phone. And well, we didn't have a zone there. Maybe where that footprint is. Might be about where it was. I think this might be the zone. Looks like they formed it. So right here, I knew I had a zone. Oh, it's actually a pretty good zone. I might want to hunt this zone actually. And there's a male in it. So see, I mean, there might even be a few more down through there. I didn't run across any, but there's several around through here. All these lakes here have them, drinking at them. There's not very many lakes, so over on the right side of the map, we've got lakes. Check those out. Those are the ones I like to focus on. They're just easier to hunt. I do have a few spots. I got a retrieval tent here. You can barely see the blue there. There's a drink zone there. I don't think this zone's any good anymore, but I need to check that zone out before I pull this tent up. Another little trick I learned off from Reb 1993. I'll shout him out right here. Never thought about this until I saw, I think it was a TikTok of his. And you're going to see a cheaper alternative to buying tripod stands. And this is just a duck blind. If you need some height, you can just hop up on here and see down below my binoculars. You can see I'm still hidden. So this cost $8,000 instead of $16,000. You're still hidden. You're still going to put less pressure down. So this is a good alternative if you're tight on money and you don't want to buy a bunch of tripod stands and you can put some duck blinds down. Do that. It works just as good as a tripod stand. You're not up as high, but you know, a little bit higher, or I can just stand in it if I don't need any height. Either way. You also want to use this collar because look at there. It has 250 meter range as opposed to what most of them have, a 200 meter range. That's why I use the deer grunt collar. It'll reach out there. So evidently there's nothing there or they would be coming out of the bush. Now, let's go over here and look. We might have a little surprise to show you over here. It might be that zone right there. I can't remember. But might have a little something to look at right. Notice I'm putting my tent back, you know, at least 250 meters away. Sometimes you just got to find a good flat spot. But let's see if we've got something a little special over here. And of course, for the purposes of this video, he's be here, right? So that one's, those are over there. Where's their big friend? Where's their big friend? Or maybe is he over here? Oh, there's our big friend. There he is. Juicy. See. We're going to put him down eventually. Not going to shoot him right now. I'll probably shoot him live during the stream. Not going to shoot him right now. And I'm probably going to wait a little bit, build up a few of those 85 to 100 to build me up a few 55 to 70s. There's a 6. Fire. I've not gotten my respawns. I just shot a couple of 70 to 85s out of that zone. I've not gotten the respawns back yet. Love this lake. All three of those zones are good. I'm going to be moving a tent over here. So I'll spawn in here. I'll shoot those two. I'll keep this zone invisible. Then I will fast travel over here. So it will be a retrieval tent to pick up the 4 deer I kill there. And then also a hunting tent. I will put a tripod over here. And we will kill 2 here. Because this is a very good zone. I didn't realize. So we can effectively kill 6 deer there really quickly, especially if I put me a retrieval tent / hunting tent over there. So focus on your zones that have like 8, 7, 8, 10, deer in it. You're probably going to get your respawns back more effectively in those zones. And then pick you a few, I shoot out of that zone. It's pretty good. I don't like hunting coastal zones because the sight lines are tough, but that does jut out just a little bit, so it lets me see back in there pretty good. But that's the problem, is usually the sight line when you're hunting banks. Over here, you have the issue of going and getting them. I can fast travel in that boat. Let's go see if they're there. It is 11 o'clock. They may not be there now. Gone. That's okay. But you can see that's my thought process. I put my tent here. I shoot them. And then I can hop over here. I can click on this, and it's going to teleport me to the other side of the bank. And then I can go pick up what I've shot. And there is a zone right there too, in case I see something juicy here. But anyway, that's not the zone I'm really hunting. I'm hunting these 2 zones. I'm not sure which way I'm going to hunt this yet. And that's the things you have to figure out when you first start setting up your whitetail grind, is where are my sight lines going to be? They're still there. Okay, there's just a nice, actually, diamond potential. Okay. Okay, so I could shoot that dude or that dude. 2 nice ones right there, right? I could shoot them, and that's normally what I do, is I shoot 2 there. I jump in that tripod stand, shoot 2 there. And then I run down here, so I get 2 uses out of this tent. I run down here, and I have found the sight line to hunt this area. Now, this is thick as it could be. Thick as molasses, as my mama would say. So, I got to find a good sight line in here. And so what I did is I went over and stood on the icon where they drink. And I just looked all the way around. And I was like, where can I actually have a good sight line? And there's a little break in the trees right here. These are the types of things that you got to do, guys. You got to look for these things. Think like a hunter in real life. For those of you that have hunted in real life, have you ever gone and cut out shooting lanes for your bow? That's the way I think when I'm setting up here. I think, what would I do hunting in real life? So right there is my sight line. Look at this. I'm hoping that the animals, they are still there. I'm hoping y'all they're leaving, but you all can see. You all can see what I'm talking about. There goes that dude. I would definitely shoot him. But this is the only sight line that I have here. Great spot to shoot. And it's a little tiny little water hole. If they had still been there, I could have shot them. But I focus mostly over on this side. It's just easier to go get them, easier to see them. Your better zones for me are down here at these 2 lakes here. That is how I set up my Mississippi whitetail grind. There's probably about 70 zones. I've not really counted them, but that's what I'm hearing. I believe it because there's a lot of zones on this river, but also I'm really wanting to hunt right here. These are 2 really good zones. So that's my next available tent. When one of these spots dries up, or I just decide I don't like a spot, I'm putting a tent probably right there, making that zone invisible, shooting that zone. Then I'll walk down here and then shoot that zone. Then I can fast travel over here. If I can't cross, I can fast travel over here, hop in a 4-wheeler and go pick them up. So retrieval outpost, baby. Anyway, I hope this helped, guys. I hope it helped. As you know, I am making a push on my YouTube channel for those 4,000 public watch hours. So if you don't mind, throw a Darth Slone video up there. If you don't have anything better to do, get on loop, let it play. Hop over on Sundays from 8 to 11. We'll be streaming live on YouTube. Any available evening that I have, probably around 4:30, 5 p.m. Eastern, I will be streaming live on YouTube as well. But my Monday through Friday morning streams, 5:30 to 7:30 a.m. Eastern, are on Twitch. That's my main deal. But I am starting to pick up the action on YouTube, and we'll appreciate all the likes, comments, subscribes, any video you can watch to help out. We really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much, and we will see you next time.